I'm actually going to take these press-ons off and I'm gonna have a little chat because we gotta multitask during these summer months because there's only so much time in a day and we gotta get things moving. I was on the phone with a client the other day and she was like, look, I don't wanna be bitter, I don't wanna be angry, I just wanna be indifferent. I just don't wanna care anymore. And I feel like I'm just not there yet. Like, what do I do? How do I get there? And just like a side note too, I have press-ons. I've had these on for like 2 weeks. Go buy this stuff. Can you see it? I think it's Glametic. I don't know. If you're into press-ons and you do them, they're a pain in the butt to get them off. This stuff works great. You just literally like lift the nail a little and you put this like little stuff in between, give it a couple minutes and they just stop popping off. Amazing. I'll actually link it down below if you're interested. Actually, oh my God, I just put like a tiny bit on and it already came, like it's already lifting. Look at that and falling off. Oh, it's so much better than ripping it off. Anyways, sorry. Wait, hold on. There's nothing more satisfying than taking a press-on off. Sorry, fellas. This is the way we're rolling nowadays. So I'm just going to do that for every single one and I'm going to have a chat with you guys and talk about this because I think we all want to get there. Like, we don't really aspire to be the bitter ex. I mean, who wants to be that person? But we just don't want to care anymore. So I'm going to tell you the first thing that you're really stuck on, and this is why you're not really there yet, is because you keep telling yourself these like fantasy stories. You're not telling yourself what the truth is. You're telling yourself the story that like isn't real. You need to really write out and understand why the relationship didn't work out and go beyond they cheated on me or they left me. They're a horrible human being. Like, no, be honest with yourself on what they couldn't give you. What's happening is when you get angry and bitter and you're not indifferent, these things are just like popping off. When you're not indifferent, it's because you're still either offended by what it is that they did, you're still hurt, and that's like a separate subject. But because you can't just think your way through pain, but you can understand why the relationship didn't work out and why that's actually a good thing. Even if they left you, even if they cheated on you. Sometimes we romanticize relationships that just weren't good for us because we're not accepting the reality of like the kind of relationship that it actually was and that it was a crappy relationship. So that right there, if you kind of do that over and over again, like write a list on all the reasons why this relationship didn't work out, all the reasons why this person or what this person wasn't able to give you. That's like really important in order to start not just like getting over a person, but not being angry and bitter by what it is that they did to you. This is where you start to have a realization that this was actually a blessing and like really meaning it and not just like saying it because that's what you think you should say. Or it's just like a defense that you're thinking to help your ego not feel so bruised. One left. Literally not even 2 minutes. Here's the next thing. These are all the things that I did. And I really do believe that they actually worked, is I kind of buried this fantasy dream. Like we were gonna have this dream life. No, you can mourn the dream. Like if it just happened to you, like, yeah, you're going to mourn the end of your relationship. Like that's the emotional stuff that you just like have to go to. By all means, mourn away. But then you got to bury it. There's no more, I'm going to do the other hand. There's no more like what ifs. There's no more looking for closure. Like, no, let's start logically understanding that we don't get closure from another person. That's your ego that wants that. That's that wounded part of you that doesn't feel good enough. That's who wants closure. That's who wants the I'm sorry. That's who wants the recognition like, hey, like you need to know that what you did was wrong. No, they don't need to know what they did was wrong. If they don't already know, they're not going to. And you definitely don't need anything from them in order for you to move on. And the more you keep wanting something from them means you're not going to move on. And I don't care what people say. Those people that are like, no, I need an I'm sorry, and I'm gonna just hate you forever until those are miserable people. I'm sorry. There's no peace there. There's no indifference. There's no letting go. There's no, I'm actually glad this happened. Yeah, it's painful. Yeah, it sucks. No one wants to go through any of this. But let's be honest, you're going through it. That's just called life. So if you have to go through it, get something out of it. And what you get out of it is that you learned very quickly what a healthy relationship is, what a healthy relationship should not be. You learn not only about this person, but about your own stuff. Let's be honest for a second here. And I know every person that I've ever talked to has always said, well, I wasn't perfect. Of course you weren't. No one is. And it's not about like healing all of my wounds so I'm perfect. That way no one leaves me, because that's not going to happen either. We're healing things so we don't attract crappy people into our life. We heal things so we can have higher standards in our life. This is just amazing. That's why we're healing. We're not healing to be perfect so no one will leave us, because you have no control over that. You have control over the kind of people you pick, and the kind of people you pick will probably determine whether or not they leave you. Because if they're healthy, they're not going to do those kind of things. Healthy people don't up and leave. And I'm so sick of seeing the videos of people saying, why everyone's focusing on this narcissism thing. Everyone's this, everyone wants validation. Everyone's so soft. It's not about being soft. It's about like being emotionally healthy. Like you're supposed to learn how to do these things. And not that you need to get these things from someone else. Absolutely no. But you do need to learn about what it means to be healthy and unhealthy. You also have to learn why you keep attracting these people. What's going on inside of you, why you're not successful yet, why you don't have the life you want yet. Like that's what, at least what I do, that's what it's all about. Oh, I feel so free now that they're off, although I still got like 2 more to go. The next thing I want you to kind of check, because you're 100% probably doing this because you're taking it personally, and that's why you're angry, you're upset, all those things. And again, just because you do all of this 1, 2, 3, it doesn't mean you're not going to be angry and upset and a little bitter tomorrow. But the more you do it, that stuff's going to just fade. You have to stop making the end of your relationship having something to do like with you. Yeah, you weren't perfect. Well, neither was they. And whatever you did not warrant the behavior that they gave you at the end. I'm talking about like the nasty stuff. I'm talking about the lying. I'm talking about the cheating. I'm talking about the emotional abuse, the manipulation, the gaslighting, like all that stuff. Unnecessary, shouldn't have happened, absolutely not your fault. This little piece will not come off, you guys. One of the last things that I think is so important, and we forget this, and this is what I talk about when I'm on the phone with people, because you can go to a therapist and pay a very cheaper copay and vent and get validation and do all that stuff. Coaching really is about moving forward. So if you're trying to like move forward, the focus has to be on you. It has to be where your energy is going and why it's not going in the direction of the goals that you want. So if the goal that you wanted was to be with someone, sometimes you gotta like literally keep putting it on like over and over again so you can like really get the liquid like under the nail so it just like pops off. So I'm gonna leave these 2 on for a second, but the rest golden. If the goal was that you wanted to like meet someone, if the goal is, look, I'm not even ready to date, that's totally fine too. Then what is it that you need? What's missing from your life right now? It doesn't have to be anything significant. It's just about like pouring into you and putting the focus on you and your well-being and where you want to go versus the other person. Look, and at the end of the day, you can't suppress anything. You're going to have to cry. You're going to have to feel uncomfortable. You're going to have to get frustrated. I think the more you like release and talk about it and feel what you need to feel, that is going to help you so much to move through where you're at right now. And the part that really stinks about like going through a breakup, going through a divorce, like going through heartbreak is that you like ebb and flow with these things. You're all over the place. Like one day you feel powerful, you're moving forward, you're putting the focus and energy on yourself, and the next day you're crying. The next day, your mind's telling you this story that like you were the problem, and then the next day like, wait, this had nothing to do with me. So like you're all over the place. And that's why going through this is such a process. Don't make what they did to you this like big lesson. Like, yeah, they weren't a nice person. Yeah, they didn't treat you right. Yeah, they were a horrible person. Like whatever, we can like go there all day long and just solely talk about them. But I don't want you to do that. I want you to focus more on like, what's the lesson that I should be learning about myself? Why did I pick this person? Why didn't I have boundaries? Why didn't I have higher standards? Like that's the work that you're doing inside. That's the work that I do with all of my clients, because if not, then all you're basically doing is just venting and complaining about what happened to you. And yeah, you might like get over it, but this isn't about getting over something. This is about you actually healing your stuff and you changing. The narcissism thing, the I'm codependent, the putting people in boxes and labeling things, it gives you validation because it is the truth at the end of the day. Let's all be honest. But it's not going to change your life. It's not going to even get you what you want in life. So if what you want is X, Y, and Z, I want to find a great partner. I want to be with the love of my life. I want to be happy. I want more money. I want this career. Whatever it is that you say you want for yourself, you're going to have to start unpacking why you don't have those things. And you can't always blame it on everyone else. Like you can't blame it on mom and dad. You can't blame it on your upbringing. You can't blame it on anything, because now you're starting to learn the tools that you need to have those things. And now it's on you to be able to put those tools into practice to get what it is that you want. And that is a powerful person. That's not a victim. That's not a person that's just going to solely blame their ex for everything that they did wrong and they're the problem. And that's also not the person that's going to just sit there and go, I was the problem. It was all me. And just your self-worth goes down. No, let's be very realistic on what happened here. You attracted a toxic person. Why did you attract this person? Let's go deep into that. Let's understand what it is that you actually want from a partner, which I gotta be honest, 9 times out of 10, even when I'm on the phone with you guys, most people don't really know. They can describe it in terms of a word, but they don't know what the word actually means. When you say you want a caring partner, what does that mean? Caring to me is different than caring to you in terms of what it looks like. Understand very clearly what it is that you want from out of your life, out of your partners, out of your job, all of those things. Those are all the things that I did and I had to do them over and over again until eventually I got to the point where I just didn't care anymore about what he was doing or if he was happy or if he was miserable or if he was suffering. And this is where like karma or revenge or whatever, like all that stuff goes out the window because all you care about is your happiness and you are indifferent to who this person is, where they're at in their life, if they're happy, if they're not. You don't care because you're too busy working on your own life, trying to make your own self happy and dealing with your own stuff. You don't have time to be dealing with anyone else or wasting any energy on anyone else. I thought I was going to be able to actually start my gel manicure, but it looks like we're just getting these nails off and I still have 2 more to go, but we're going to end it right here. I'll link this down below if you guys have press-ons because this is a game changer. I'll tell you. No, my nails don't feel crappy or any of that stuff. They're actually moisturized. I hope you guys are well. Hope you guys are doing good. If you're interested in working with me, I'll link it down below. Courses are down there as well. Go follow me on social, all the things. I'll see you in the next video. I don't know where the sun went. It's totally gone now, but I hope you guys are well. Take care.